Okay, so before you make your full launch with all of your customers, there's a couple steps that I would suggest following. The first one is doing an internal launch with your employees, and the second one is a beta launch with a few of your customers with whom you have the best relationship. So let's talk about the employee launch first. Now, obviously, you don't want to launch with your employees and all of your customers all on the same day. On the same token, you don't want to drag this out with lots of time in between all the different stages of the launch. So you wouldn't want to launch it with your employees and then wait weeks and then launch it with a beta group and then wait more weeks and then launch it with everyone else. The main reason for that is that sometimes you have double entry happening and you'll have to fill that out yourself. As a general rule, you want these launches to come in as quick of a succession as you can, while still maintaining the advantages of the preliminary launch. So with the employee launch, it might not even be a launch in the traditional sense of the word. You may have different employees coming on at different times. So things like time tracking and time cards, those can pretty much be started at any time. In other words, they're not really dependent on the catalog being done or any other part of the system. So I'd suggest with things like that, you get your employees in the system and going as quick as possible. The more eyes that you can get in the system, the earlier the better. You may as well take advantage of employees pointing out things and asking questions along the way so that it doesn't hit you all at once. So after you've soft launched your employees on the different parts of the system that aren't dependent on the ordering system, and just maybe 1 or 2 days before you're going to do a launch with a beta group of customers, start putting orders in internally and have your employees flow those orders. The next step is then getting a beta group of customers launched. So I would suggest about 3 to 5 customers. Pick customers that do enough work with you to get some repetition in, but probably don't pick the biggest customers you have. Pick people that are easy to work with and that don't have any do or die jobs on the line. I really don't mean to scare you. We're just trying to minimize risk here. So reach out to those customers, tell them what you're doing, and ask them if they'd be interested in helping you try this out. Get them their login info and get them in the site. The first few days of having beta customers, you'll have questions come up and you'll see things you missed. So this is a period of getting those questions answered, correcting some of the mistakes you made, and getting ready for the big launch. Now you want to do this as quick as possible because again, at this point, you're probably running multiple systems. So you want to have a good intensity about it. So at this point, you've got your employees using it, you've got a few real customers putting in real orders, you've made some finishing touches, and you're not fighting any fires. It's at that point that you're ready for the real launch.